The film begins by introducing three college students, Elliot, his best friend John, and Elliot's girlfriend Sasha, who have just rented an old house at a price affordable for students. Although the house is in poor condition, it comes furnished with essential items and is located not far from their campus. After agreeing to rent it, Elliot, John, and Sasha start cleaning every room in the house, which is covered in dust and dirt.
It's a little creepy.
They also arrange the furniture the landlord had stored in the basement. Most of the furniture looks old and worn, but still in usable condition. They also move their own belongings into the new place.
Rilke says, coins symbolize the...
While Sasha is arranging items, she suddenly hears a thumping sound coming from the upper floor. She tries to think positively, assuming it's just because the house is old. Later, they decide on the room assignments. Elliot and Sasha will sleep in the upstairs bedroom, while John will take the downstairs one. Elliot excuses himself to go to the bathroom. Moments after Elliot leaves, Sasha hears the sound of a coin falling from inside a small room. Suddenly, the door to that room slams shut violently. At first, Sasha thinks it's just Elliot playing a prank on her, but it turns out Elliot has been in the bathroom the whole time. To celebrate moving into their new home, they host a party attended by their college friends. Elliot also invites his brother Virgil, Virgil's wife Trina, and their daughter Alice to join. The guests drink and dance, enjoying themselves.
Rush it. It's all out there waiting for you.
Place yourself.
It's great. It's just,
While others are partying, Alice goes upstairs to Elliot and Sasha's room. There she hears a coin fall to the floor. Without hesitation, she picks it up, but remembering she was taught not to take things that don't belong to her, she places it on a small table. She quickly tells Elliot about what she found. Since it's getting late and Virgil has to work, Virgil and his family leave early.
Buddy.
Miss Sasha steps up to the...
After they go, John invites Elliot and Sasha to play baseball outside. Elliot heads to his room to get ready. There, he accidentally spots the coin lying on the floor. He recalls Alice saying she had placed it on the small table, so he wonders how it moved. He puts it inside the drawer, but strangely, it keeps falling out whenever he places it there. Realizing something odd is going on with the table, Elliot opens the drawer and finds a piece of paper with the words, "Don't think it, don't say it." Confused by the strange phrase, he turns the paper over and finds the name, The Bye-Bye Man, which only deepens his puzzlement. Without investigating further, he decides to ignore it and heads downstairs to play baseball with his friends.
Oh! Yes! Oh, she's going long, she's going long!
After the party ends, Elliot, John, Sasha, and one of their friends, Kim, start talking about the house. Kim is well known among the students for being sensitive to supernatural entities. However, Elliot, John, and Sasha doubt her abilities, as they don't believe in the paranormal. To prove herself, Kim suggests they perform a seance to identify any spirits in the area. They agree and sit in a circle, holding hands. Kim focuses and says that Elliot's parents' spirits are worried about him. Soon, she senses something evil slowly approaching. The presence terrifies her, and she hears a faint voice telling her, "Don't think it, don't say it."
I don't like this. You put the keys in a pot on the stove. Yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. Don't think it. Don't say it.
John, confused, asks what exactly they aren't supposed to think or say. The phrase reminds Elliot of the words in the drawer, and innocently he says, "The bye-bye man." Immediately, Kim screams hysterically, and the house is plunged into darkness. The negative energy in the house leaves Kim physically weak, making it impossible for her to go home. As a result, Kim has to stay at Elliot's house for the time being. That night, while Elliot was sleeping, he was startled by the appearance of a man in a jacket standing in the corner of his room.
Are you sick?
This made Elliot wake up and unable to fall back asleep. Elliot and Sasha also heard scratching sounds coming from outside the house. They tried to find the source of the noise, but strangely, they saw nothing in their yard. The next morning, John drove Kim home.
We could try again.
Definitely.
You want to go inside?
Before leaving, Kim invited John to visit her house, but John immediately refused. Suddenly, John hallucinated that Kim's hair was full of maggots. Disturbed, John told Kim to get out of his car and quickly headed home. When he arrived, John looked confused. Elliot had found claw marks on the house's wall. John told Elliot not to worry, suggesting it might have been a prank by their friends from the party last night. Since learning the name the Bye-Bye Man, Elliot, John, and Sasha began to feel something was wrong with them. They started experiencing hallucinations they had never had before. For example, John acting strangely and Sasha hallucinating that John was naked. Sensing that something was very wrong, Elliot told Virgil about it. While they were talking on the phone, Elliot heard a mysterious noise. He called for Sasha and John, thinking they might be the ones making it, but they didn't answer.
Guys, what are you doing up there?
Elliot went to investigate and eventually reached the basement. There, he found more claw marks that hadn't been there before, as well as a gold coin lying on the floor. When Elliot picked up the coin, he was suddenly startled by the appearance of a mysterious figure. The basement door slammed shut by itself. Hearing Elliot's shouts, John and Sasha rushed to open the door. Elliot scolded them for not responding earlier, but they claimed they never heard him calling. Sasha then told Elliot that while she was studying earlier, she had unconsciously drawn a sketch of the Bye-Bye Man. She realized that ever since they heard the name, her thoughts had been in chaos. The more she tried not to think about the Bye-Bye Man, the more he disrupted her mind, leaving her unsure of what to do.
And the more I try to get rid of it, the bigger it gets. Ideas are real. You thought the
That night, while Elliot was asleep, he was once again disturbed by the Bye-Bye Man and his pet dog. All these disturbances were starting to push Elliot to his breaking point. At first, he had underestimated the Bye-Bye Man, but after experiencing the terror firsthand, he began to feel afraid and unable to live in peace. Determined to stop the nightmare, Elliot planned to search for more information about the Bye-Bye Man at the library, hoping to find a way to end the terror. Sasha also wanted to track down the owner of the house they rented to ask about the small table with the drawer that had the Bye-Bye Man's name written inside. Elliot promised to pick Sasha up at 2 p.m. Later, Sasha met with the landlord, a man named Daisy. Sasha immediately asked about the small table. Daisy explained that the table wasn't originally hers. Years ago, someone had sold it to her at a cheap price. Daisy still remembered who the previous owner was and gave Sasha that person's address.
Daisy?
Yes.
In the basement, and it has this writing inside it. You have a weird house, Mr. Daisy. Where did it come from?
A nightstand.
Meanwhile, at the library, Elliot was busy searching the library's database for information about the Bye-Bye Man. Strangely, he couldn't find anything using that keyword. Out of curiosity, Elliot typed the phrase, "Don't think it, don't say it," into the search bar. This time, he found a file titled The Redman Death File, which was connected to the Bye-Bye Man. Elliot asked the librarian, Watkins, to let him borrow the file from the archives.
Palm's messing up the documents in the box. Posterity. And it was written by...
Inside the documents, Elliot found a sheet of paper with the same phrase, "Don't think it, don't say it," just like the one he had seen in the small table drawer at his house. After reading through all the documents, Elliot learned that in 1969, there had been a mass murder committed by a teenager who killed his friends and family. The teenager was later caught and interrogated by a journalist named Larry. During the interrogation, the teenager confessed that a figure called the Bye-Bye Man had driven him insane, pushing him to murder those closest to him. After hearing the name the Bye-Bye Man, Larry also began to experience hallucinations and madness similar to the teenagers. At first, Larry planned to publish the story, but he soon realized that the name itself would bring disaster to anyone who heard it. Whoever learned the name the Bye-Bye Man would eventually lose their sanity and turn into a psychopath. the bye-bye man, would corrupt their thoughts and cause disturbing hallucinations. Unfortunately, Larry realized this too late. He had already told a friend about the name. Unaware of its danger, that friend spread the name to people close to him. Larry tried to uncover the origin of the bye-bye man and how to stop him, but found no answers. Larry understood that anyone who knew the name, whether consciously or unconsciously, would eventually speak it aloud, causing the terror to spread further. His only remaining option was to kill everyone who knew the name, including his friends and family.
Don't think. Don't say.
After committing the mass murder, Larry took his own life by drinking poison. Before his death, Larry deleted several files related to the bye-bye man, which explained why Elliot couldn't find any prior information. While talking with Watkins, Elliot accidentally mentioned the name the bye-bye man, causing Watkins to hear it. As Elliot was reading the file, he suddenly hallucinated again, seeing the bye-bye man slowly approaching him.
Boy.
Noticing something was wrong, Watkins snapped Elliot out of his trance. Elliot was shocked to realize it was already past 2 p.m. He had promised to meet Sasha at that time. Rushing to find her, Elliot spotted Sasha and John acting affectionately together. Then, John and Sasha got into a car and drove away without him.
Hey.
After that, Elliot went to see Kim, intending to bring her back to his house. He apologized to her for not believing what she had said earlier. Now, Elliot needed Kim's psychic abilities to communicate with the bye-bye man. Kim, who was also haunted by the bye-bye man, agreed to go with him. Before leaving, Kim was seen washing blood off her hands. Whose blood it was remained unknown. On the way, Kim explained to Elliot that they had to stop the bye-bye man's terror before it spread further to others. Before she could explain how to stop him, Kim hallucinated about a family having an accident on a railroad track.
Some go crazy sooner, but they all die in the end.
Stop! Let me help you!
She immediately got out of the car and ran towards them. From behind, Elliot, carrying Kim's hammer, warned her that it was all just a hallucination created by the bye-bye man. Still under the hallucination, Kim unknowingly ran into the path of an oncoming train and was struck. The police, led by Detective Shaw, quickly arrived to investigate her death. John and Sasha also came to pick up Elliot. Elliot told them that Kim had died because of the bye-bye man. He then asked John and Sasha if they had told anyone the name the bye-bye man. Both firmly said they hadn't. Elliot stressed that no one else must ever know the name or more lives would be lost. John, not understanding what Elliot meant, refused to follow his warning, still believing that the bye-bye man wasn't real. This led to a brief argument between Elliot and John, which prompted Detective Shaw to step in. After some pressure from Elliot, John reluctantly agreed. Detective Shaw then asked Elliot to come with him to the police station. According to eyewitnesses, they believed Elliot had been chasing Kim with a hammer, causing her to panic and end up being hit by the train. Additionally, police had found one of Kim's friends dead from a hammer blow. Elliot was taken to the station while Sasha and John went home.
Good news for you? Maybe. So I guess.
After a long wait, Shaw informed Elliot that he wouldn't be detained, as police had found a suicide note left by Kim at her home. In it, Kim confessed to killing her roommate and stated that she also planned to kill Elliot, John, and Sasha. Detective Shaw pressed Elliot to explain what had really happened to Kim, but Elliot refused to mention the bye-bye man. He didn't want anyone else to know the cursed name.
Good news for you? So I guess she was planning on killing you too. You want to write it?
No.
What are you doing?
You really want to know? You could describe every awful nightmare thing you saw.
Soon after, Virgil arrived to pick him up. Virgil asked Elliot what was going on, why his friend had suddenly died, and what connection Elliot had to the death. Elliot, not wanting to put Virgil in danger, remained silent and told him to stay out of it. Elliot then returned home to check on Sasha. But when he arrived, he was shocked to see Sasha and John having sex. Without thinking, Elliot struck John on the head. In reality, it was just another hallucination caused by the Bye-Bye Man. John had only been watching over Sasha, who was sound asleep. The blow left John incapacitated. To prevent John from suffering hallucinations like he was, Elliot locked him in the basement. While moving John's body, Elliot found an address belonging to someone named Jesse Redman, the original owner of the small table and the wife of Larry. Elliot planned to meet Jesse to ask how to stop the Bye-Bye Man. A short time later, Elliot received a call from Watkins, who told him that he had begun hallucinating after learning the name the Bye-Bye Man. Elliot urged Watkins to stay calm and promised to stop by his house. After the call ended, it was revealed that Watkins was holding a knife, which he then used to kill his 2 children. The terror of the Bye-Bye Man had driven Watkins into such deep hallucinations that he committed the horrific act. Before going to Jesse's house, Elliot threw the small table into the woods, hoping no one would ever find it again. Then, he drove to Jesse's home and upon arriving, asked her to tell him more about the Bye-Bye Man.
Leave.
The train. Gold coins.
Jesse began recounting the events leading up to Larry's mass killings. Before the murders, Larry had been working on a news story about a teenager who had murdered his family and friend. The cause of the teenager's descent into madness was a figure known as the Bye-Bye Man. During the interrogation, Larry had heard the name the Bye-Bye Man, and from that moment on, it began poisoning his mind. Unknowingly, Larry even wrote the cursed name in the drawer of the small table, the very same place Elliot first saw it. As the name consumed him, Larry began suffering intense hallucinations and gradually lost his sanity. He went so far as to write the phrase, "Don't think it, don't say it," in every corner of his house to stop himself from speaking the name aloud. This behavior confused Jesse deeply, but Larry refused to explain what was happening. Eventually, driven mad, Larry took a gun and began killing his friends who knew the name the Bye-Bye Man. Until his final breath, Larry tried to erase the name from the world to prevent the same tragedy from happening again. But now, the nightmare had returned because Elliot had read the cursed name. Elliot asked Jesse why she had survived until now. Jesse explained that she had never learned the name, and for that reason, Larry spared her life. She then handed Elliot a gun, suggesting that he kill his friends who knew the name and then take his own life, so the terror would end once and for all. Elliot refused, believing there must be another way to stop the curse without killing anyone. Then he hallucinated, seeing Jesse engulfed in flames.
No, it's not real.
He convinced himself it was only an illusion, and it vanished instantly. Determined, Elliot drove home to protect Sasha and John. On the way, Elliot once again hallucinated, this time seeing John standing in the middle of the road. Knowing it was an illusion, he drove straight through, but in reality, he had hit Watkins, killing him instantly. The crash totaled his car, forcing Elliot to walk the rest of the way home. When he arrived, he was horrified to see John stabbing Sasha with scissors. Without thinking, Elliot shot John. But it was another hallucination. The person he shot was actually Sasha, who had been hallucinating herself and had attacked John. The shot killed Sasha instantly, while John was left badly injured. Elliot was devastated by what he had done and finally realized there was no other way. He would have to kill them all. The Bye-Bye Man appeared before him, terrifying him. From the front door, Elliot heard voices. It was Virgil and Alice. They had come because Virgil was worried about Elliot after seeing him act strangely earlier. Elliot rushed downstairs, begging Virgil to leave immediately. The Bye-Bye Man approached him, trying to force him to speak the cursed name so Virgil would know it. After a moment's thought, Elliot chose instead to take his own life, sacrificing himself to protect Virgil and his family.
What are you saying?
His death left Virgil heartbroken. After losing their parents, he had now lost his only brother. Shortly after Elliot's death, the house caught fire, likely set by John, who was still barely alive. Using the last of his strength, John tried to kill himself to avoid speaking the cursed name. Virgil and Alice then left. On the way, Alice revealed a handful of coins she had found in the drawer of the small table Elliot had thrown away. She said she had found the table near a trash bin. Fortunately, Alice couldn't read yet, so she didn't know the cursed name written inside the drawer. Later, police and firefighters arrived at Elliot's home. After extinguishing the fire, they managed to rescue John, though he was gravely wounded and unlikely to survive. In his final moments, John tried to speak. Detective Shaw leaned closer to his mouth and heard the name, the Bye-Bye Man. It was certain the terror of the Bye-Bye Man would spread once more. And the story ends.